Over a third of women as they age are affected by hair loss.
Wow, that's a lot.
Yeah, and a lot of times it is linked to perimenopause
Okay.
because of those hormonal shifts that are going on.
Okay, so like what's happening with the hormones that's making the hair fall out?
Well, so as estrogen declines, right, that can affect the hair growth cycle, and that can result in thinner hair. And then to make things even more fun, when that estrogen declines, sometimes there's a relative increase in androgens, and those can trigger hair thinning on the head. But they can also sometimes trigger hair growth in other areas, like on the chin. But there are definitely other things to consider. You know, family history plays a role. So if your mom or your grandmother had hair loss, you might be more predisposed to it too. And then even certain hairstyles can actually cause hair loss over time.
Like what kind of hairstyles?
So anything that pulls on your hair.
Okay.
Like if you always wear it in a tight ponytail or tight braids, that can damage the hair follicles.
Exactly.
That makes sense. So now let's talk about some of the natural remedies that, you know, people say can help with hair loss.
Okay.
And the first one I wanted to talk about is red clover.
Okay.
And I know that that's been used for a lot of different things, especially for women going through menopause.
Yeah.
So what is it about red clover that's supposed to help?
So red clover contains these compounds called isoflavones.
Okay.
And isoflavones are basically plant estrogens. They're much weaker than the estrogen that our body makes. But they act as like a gentle stand-in. It's definitely an option to talk to your doctor about.
Okay.
Especially if you're interested in taking a more natural approach.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, and red clover, you can find it, you know, as a supplement.
Okay.
You can get it as an extract, or even, you know, drink it as a tea.
Now, rosemary oil is another one that I've heard a lot about.
So there was a study that found that applying rosemary oil to the scalp for 6 months led to significant hair growth.
Wow.
And that was comparable to using minoxidil. That's really cool. So, like, are there any cautions that people should be aware of when they're using rosemary oil?
Yeah, so it's important to always dilute rosemary oil before you apply it to your scalp.
Okay.
Because undiluted essential oils can sometimes be irritating. And as with any new remedy, it's always a good idea to do a patch test first, just to make sure you don't have any allergies.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And I would also say, you know, if you're pregnant or breastfeeding, definitely check with your doctor before you use it.